Hello everyone. In our previous lesson, I told you the topology we will use in the lab. In this lesson, we will install the management server, and in the next lesson, we will install the firewall. When we come to the VMware ESXi side, let's start the installation by clicking Create Virtual Machine here. I say Next. Let's give the server a name. Let it be called Management. Let's choose Linux as the operating system family and choose Red Hat Enterprise Linux 664-bit as the version. Here we select the data store where we will install the server. Let's choose our RAM from here. I set it to 8 GB. Let's make our hard disk 32 GB in lab environment and choose Thin Provision. In SCSI controller, it must be LSI logic parallel. We have nothing to do with the USB. I remove the USB. We will use VLAN 16 and 172.16.0.0 subnet and network adapter 1. Here, let's add our ISO file, which we will install from the data store. We also selected our ISO file. We finish the installation by choosing Next. After finishing the installation, let's go to the virtual machines, click on our management server and check our settings. We have two CPUs, RAM 8 GB and our hard disk 32 GB. We will use VLAN 16 on the management server. We also chose our ISO file and now let's start the installation by power on. When we power on, this screen appears. Here, let's continue by selecting the Install GUI option. Let's continue by choosing OK. Let's choose our keyboard language here and move on. Here, we determine how many gigabytes we will allocate for system, log, backup and upgrade. Let's do 10 GB for the log. When I made 10 GB for the log, 10 GB remained in the backup. Let's continue by choosing OK. Here we give our admin password. Here we give the IP address to our management interface. Our interface will be connected to Ethernet 0 and our address will be 172.16.0.200. As gateway, we write the IP address of our Istanbul firewall, 172.16.0.254. Let's continue by choosing OK. Here it asks, do you want to continue the installation? Yes, we will continue. We choose OK, and our installation began. Now the installation of our server is completed. After rebooting our server, we will connect to our management server and make the first settings. Before starting the settings, let's choose our network card type on the VMware ESXi side. We forgot to set this setting. Let's turn off our server and change our network card type, then connect to the web interface to make our initial settings. When I come to the VMware ESXi side, let's first turn off the server and then change our network card type. After changing the card type, let's start the first settings by connecting to the web page. From here, click on Edit and select our network card type. We change it to E1000. We need to choose it as E1000 or E1000D. I start our management server by saving and I will continue to make the initial setup settings by switching to the web interface. I access the web interface by typing the IP of our management server in our web browser. Let's continue by typing our username and password. Our username is admin, and we set our password while installing. Let's continue by saying Next. Let's give our device a host name from here. I write 8.8.8.8 to the DNS address and continue by doing Next. Let's set the NTP settings here. I will use my 172.16.0.1 NTP server in local. I'm removing the second NTP server. Here he asks which product we will install. If you leave both selected here, you will have installed Security Gateway and Security Management Server on the server. Then you will be using the standalone model. Since we will use the distributed deployment model, we disable the Security Gateway and choose Security Management. In our next lesson, we will disable Security Management and select Security Gateway and set up Firewall. But since we installed Security Management in this lesson, we continue by choosing Security Management. It asks if you want to change the username and password. We will continue without changing it. Here you can set the IP or IP addresses that can access the management server. Here you can write the IP address of your admin PC or any subnet you want. Since we are in the lab environment, let's allow access to the management server from all IPs. Let's continue by saying next and finish our settings. Now, after the installation is finished, our web page is opened. After our web page is opened, you can download the Smart Console software here. We will install this Smart Console software on our 172.16.0.144 admin PC and connect to our management server via this software. Now let's install our Smart Console on our admin PC. We have installed our management server in our topology. Now let's go to our admin PC in 172.16.0.0 subnet and install our Smart Console software on our PC here and finish our lesson by connecting to the management server. Let's start the firewall setup in our next lesson. I came to our admin PC and connected to the web interface of our management server. We need to unlock it here before you can make any changes here. After unlocking this, you can change the settings here. We will not change any settings for now. We will just download the Smart Console software and install it on our computer. Since I have downloaded and installed it before, I am not downloading it again now. You can download it from here and install it on your admin PC. Now I will open our Smart Console and connect to our management server. Let's connect by typing our password and IP address of our management server. Here it asks us to approve the fingerprint code on our management server. Let's confirm it and continue. In this lesson, we installed the management server, and after installing the management server, we installed the Smart Console software on our admin PC and connected to the management server. That's all we will do in this lesson. See you in our next lesson. Bye.